I can think of. Everything is regular this weekend and next week, as far as I remember. So, yeah, hope to see you at yoga. Okay, let's practice seated meditation if you're not there already. And if you want to, feel free to move a little bit. I always like to move my body just a little bit, kind of feel into your physicality, feel into how you woke up, how you slept, what does your back feel like, what do your shoulders feel like, your neck. So any little wiggles, movements, and then when you are ready, just find stillness and settle in. So as you come into your seat, close your eyes, place your hand somewhere intentionally in your lap or to your heart, or one hand to heart space, one hand to belly. And just take these first few moments to really feel into everything that is already here. So letting go of what happened yesterday or last night or this morning, letting go of what you might have to do today or tomorrow, and just feel yourself in this room. Feel your body. Feel anything that might be going on inside of you. So obviously your breath is flowing through, it's rising and falling. You can feel into that. Can you also notice perhaps any emotions that might be present? And just the energetic state of your being. So really, how do you feel, not just physically, but beyond physical? What's there? And as you tune in and connect with your inner world and your breath, let's take a great big inhale. So next inhale, just fill up as big as you can. And when you think you are full, hold there. See if there's even an extra little sip you can find. And then open your mouth and sigh out your mouth. Ah. Good job. Do that 2 more times. So big, huge inhale. As full as you can get. Sit up taller, take up more space. Hold. Extra sip. And when you're ready, out your mouth, let it go. Ah. Beautiful. One more time. So biggest inhale you've taken all morning long. Pause in fullness. As you hold, let that breath circulate around inside of you. Extra sip if it's there. And out your mouth, sigh it out. Ah. Good job. Seal your lips now. And begin to drop into your Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose by way of the back of your throat. Start to create that whisper noise, that oceanic sound. So there is an effort behind your breath. It's not strained, it's not aggressive, it's not forceful. So slow and steady, big, spacious, vibrant inhales and exhales that empty you all the way out. So at the bottom of your exhale, see if you can feel your belly button pull back towards your spine and feel that connection to your center. So just sitting, breathing, connecting, finding your own rhythm. Start to move your upper body. So maybe you sway side to side, or maybe you take seated cat-cows. Maybe you move in circles with your torso. So as you connect with your breath, just start to explore the movement of your spine, your shoulders. Maybe you're even feeling into each side. If you feel like reaching one of your arms up and then the other, go for it. So just a little bit of movement through your upper body as you connect to your breath. You can be here for about 3, 4, 5 more rounds. But when you feel complete with this, we'll come forward to hands and knees and just keep a similar thing going. So from hands and knees, just moving and exploring. So perhaps it's cat-cows that you start with, or maybe you go right into some big hip circles. Maybe just wag your tail side to side a little bit. So feeling around first in your seat and then on your hands and your knees. Feeling into your spinal column. into your shoulders, your hips, your hands, your fingers. And then over and over again, reconnect with your breath. So notice, have you lost track of it? When you started moving, did you forget about it? Bring it back. Nice job, everybody. Give yourself just about 3 more rounds in your tabletop. And then come back to a neutral spine in your tabletop position. Bring your knees at least hips width distance apart, maybe a little wider. Invitation to gate your left leg out to the left. So left leg extends out, toes face forward, sole of your foot is on the ground. It's like a half wide-legged straddle. Right arm out to the right and all the way up to the sky. Inhale. And then exhale, thread your right arm through. So come down to rest on the outside of your shoulder and your head. If you get into it and you don't like having your left leg extended out, just put your left knee back on the ground, no biggie. Any way you want to work this pose for about 3 to 5 more breaths. So feel into your back body a lot. Breathe into your back body. See if you can create more space in the back of your heart in between your shoulder blades, your back ribs. Nice job, friends. Soft through your face, your forehead, your jaw. If you do have your left hand lifted, start to return your left hand back to the ground. On an inhalation, unthread your right arm, reach it out and up one more time, as high as you can, maybe gaze up at your right fingertips, and then exhale, right hand down. Now take your left leg, everybody, reach your left leg back, left toes off the right edge of your mat, pull your hips to the left, and then gaze back over your right shoulder. So lengthen through your left side, maybe bending your elbows or even rounding a little bit. So feel into it. Take one more deep breath. And then come back to center, tabletop. We're going to take a variation of dolphin. So we played with a variation last week. This week, we're going to do something different. So dolphin pose, all of you are familiar with it. I'm going to give you a demonstration first, and then I'll cue you into it. We'll bring our feet out nice and wide. You'll take one hand back to your outer ankle, and then maybe you can extend the other leg up. So that's where we're going. Go ahead and come down to your forearms, both forearms on the ground. Grab opposite elbows if it helps you set up. And then forearms either parallel, palms face down, fingers spread wide, or you can make a tripod with your hands if you'd rather. Yep. Lift your knees when you're ready. Lift your hips as high as you can. Good job. So once you're in dolphin, find your strong core, feel your strong shoulders, walk your toes as close as you can to your elbows. And then maybe this is just where you want to stay. Dolphin pose, perfect. If you want to try that funky variation, walk your feet out to the width of your yoga mat, all the way out wide. And then take your right hand back to your right ankle, just the outside of your ankle, right hand, right ankle. Keep your left shoulder really strong, left forearm pushing into the ground. Maybe extend your left leg back and up. Stay connected to your center. Stay connected to your breath. You might wobble, you might shake, it's okay. Good job. Take one last round wherever you're at. And then slowly find your way down into a child's pose. So just sit back and rest for a moment. It could also be an embryo pose to really give your shoulders a break. So maybe your hands reach back to grab hold of your heels or palms face the sky. Just let your shoulders relax. Breathe into your low back. Take one more great big huge grounding breath. And then rise up to hands and knees. Thread the needle on the other side. So invitation to extend your right leg straight out to the right with your toes facing forward and press the sole of your foot down. Left arm out and then left arm up. See if you can gaze up at your left fingertips. So open through the left side of your heart. Exhale, thread it through. Very nice. Nice, Tara. So come down to rest outside of shoulder and head. Gently rest on the ground. So your shoulder and head are on the ground, but it doesn't feel like all the weight is there. Feel that connection to your center, that invisible rope attached to your belly button, like it's pulling up, lifting you up. Big, spacious breaths into your back body, all the way to emptiness with every exhale. Soft face, soft jaw. Last couple of rounds. Really good, everyone. Nice variations. And then if you do happen to have your right hand lifted, set it back down. On an inhale, unthread your left arm. Reach it out and all the way up as high as you can. Good. Exhale, set your left hand down. Pick up your right foot. Everybody take your right leg back and then right toes off the left edge of your mat. Pull your hips over to the right as you gaze back over your left shoulder. Yeah, so maybe bending one or both elbows or even walking your hands forward or one hand forward. So what can you find? Create more space. One last breath. Come back to center tabletop. Set up for that funky variation of dolphin again on the other side. So forearms to the ground, grab opposite elbows if it's helpful. And then when you are ready, tuck your toes, lift up your knees, lift up your hips. Tripod is a little less intense, but obviously you can't keep a tripod if you're going to reach one hand back. So find the strength in your shoulder girdle first, find the connection to your center first, then maybe walk your feet out to the width of your mat. And maybe take your left hand back to your left ankle. So just the outside of your ankle, grab hold. And then from your center, so you're not just flinging your leg up, see if you can slowly extend your right leg back and up. Good. So good, you guys. Strong through your right shoulder, connected to your core. Use your breath. Take about 2 more rounds if you're playing. Keep playing. Have fun. No perfection is necessary in this space. That's not what we're going for. Good job. One last breath. Bring your foot to the ground. Bring your knees to the ground. Sit back and rest. This time, invitation to take a hero's pose. So just a seated kneeling position. And as you sit, it's nice and tall through your spine. Let your right ear fall down towards your right shoulder. And then chin rolls forward to your chest. Left ear to left shoulder. You can continue this slowly on your own. Or if you want, you can take full circles with your head. Just be very aware as you go back. You're not just collapsing back, you're extending back. So just a little bit of neck work. Keep your shoulders relaxed, your spine long. Face soft. If you're taking full circles, reverse them. Good, everyone. In your next breath or two, start to come back into neutral. So your head just stacks over your spine. And whenever you're ready, downward facing dog. So come forward to hands and knees, tuck your toes, lift your hips, walk out your dog. Reconnect to Ujjayi breath if you have lost it. Beautiful, friends. Take one more big inhalation into your down dog. And then as you exhale, just gaze to the top of your mat. And however you want to get there, forward fold. Inhale brings you to a halfway lift position, spine parallel to the ground. Let's get all the rounding out of your back. Exhale, fold, let it go. Let's do that one more time. Halfway lift. So stick your butt out, reach the top of your head forward. Exhale, fold. And this time we'll come all the way up. So come through your halfway lift with a nice long spine. Keep rising, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Flow with your breath. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, hinge at your hips, dive down slowly. So feel your core as you dive. Nice work. Halfway lift, breathe in, lots of length. Beautiful. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back to plank position. Pause right here in your plank pose. We're going to go into a side plank. So right hand is your foundation. Roll onto the baby toe edge of your right foot. Good job. Feet can be stacked or staggered, or absolutely feel free to bring your right knee to the ground. So your variation, now listen, we're gonna do something different. If you wanna ignore me and just hold, that's fine. One more inhale here. As you exhale, left arm threads underneath you. Reach as far as you can, keep your hips high. Inhale, come back, left arm up. 3 more, or 2 more, 3 total. Exhale, thread it through. As far as you can reach, inhale, back up. If you need your knee on the ground, please feel free. Last one, exhale, thread, reach, 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 and inhale, back up. This time, exhale, plank or modified. Find your strength first. Push the ground away, breathe in. Exhale all the way to your belly and pause on your belly. Start with a baby cobra. So lift using the strength in your back, not the strength in your arms. Yeah. Press down through your pelvis. Press down through your shoelaces and see if you can feel your back strength a lot. Point your elbow tips towards the wall behind you. And rather than pushing with your hands, imagine you're dragging your hands back like you're trying to pull your heart forward. So lots of awareness in your baby cobra. Take one more round. End of your exhale, release it down. Spider-Man cobra, bring your hands out wide, framing your mat. Inhale, lift up on your fingertips. Exhale, twist to your right, left shoulder dips down. Inhale back to center, lift your heart. Exhale, other side, twist to your left. Inhale back to center, lift your heart. Exhale, let it go. Take one more heart opener. This one is your choice. So Sphinx pose, full cobra, up dog, locust pose. Wherever you'd like to take it, and then back to down dog as you are ready, no rush. All right, downward facing dog, Ujjayi breath. Inhale your right leg to the sky. And then peel your right hip open, everybody. So bend your knee and reach your right knee out and up. See if you can feel your right outer glute. Squeeze. Press down through both hands, strong through both shoulders. Take one more inhale here. You can stay if you want. Otherwise, exhale, right knee, left elbow. Come as close as you can to your elbow. Inhale, back up. Nice rose. You can open your hip, or if you want, you can just extend your leg. Exhale, right knee, right armpit. So aim high. Maybe even bend your elbows, add a little push up. Inhale, back up. Awesome, Charlotte. Last one, everybody, knee to your nose. So scoop out your belly and then step forward as soft as you can. Let's rise up to a crescent lunge. So strong through your legs, all of your toes face forward. Nice, Kelly. So hips square and legs are your strong foundation. So energetically, hug in, pull front hip back hip forward. Take one more breath and crescent. And then at the bottom of your exhale, just bring your right hand to your right hip and find length in your left side. So reach your left fingertips towards the right side of the room. Keep pulling your right hip back. You can use your right hand for support. Take one more huge breath into your left side body. Now, bottom of your exhale, we're going to take it into a prayer twist. So use all that length you've created on your left side, left elbow to the outside of right thigh, hands to prayer. So see if you can use your elbow against your leg as leverage. Press your palms together and work your twist long through your spine. So rather than rounding, think of lengthening. Use your breath, breathe down into your belly. You're like me and twisting is hard. This is really hard to be here. See if you can get your breath to help support you. One last round. Work your twist all the way to empty. Nice, Andrea. Bottom of your exhale, unwind. Bring your hands to the ground and walk them over to the left long edge of your yoga mat. So feet are parallel, all 10 toes face forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Pause here. Feel your strong feet on the ground. Feel your strong core. See if you can reach your arms out to both sides. So palms face down. And then imagine you're trying to press your arms up towards the ceiling. At the same time, you're trying to press your heart down towards the ground. So back muscles so strong. Back of your neck long. Everything long. One more inhale. Exhale, let it all go. Forward fold. So crown towards the ground, butt towards the sky. or any way you want to work this pose for about 5 to 7 breaths. So feeling into your body, feeling into whatever is flowing through today. Some days I feel like this is my favorite pose. I love being in this pose. And other days I'm like, this is really hard to hold this. So notice, where are you at today? Every time we step onto our mats, we've got something different happening inside of us. So start to honor that. Take a couple more rounds. Do a halfway lift with your next inhale. Fingertips on the ground or hands on the ground. So bend your knees as needed. Walk your hands forward and rotate your toes forward. So we're in a low lunge here. We're going to come all the way up to a standing staff position. Right foot roots down, all the way up, rise. So eventually your left knee lifts in front of you. Flex through your toes, even your little baby pinky toe. Find your balance. Focus your gaze. Good. One more in-breath. As you exhale, figure 4 with your legs and just hands to heart center. So hands to your heart as you sit back into a one-legged chair pose. Weight is in your right heel and make sure both sit bones are reaching back. You can absolutely stay right here, or maybe you want to bring your hands to your legs, or maybe you even want to bring your hands to a block or blocks or the ground. Make it more of a forward fold variation. So please feel free to do you, to explore this how you would like for about 3 more rounds. If an arm balance is something you've been working on and you want to go there, feel free. If balance is difficult, meet yourself right where you're at with compassion and playfulness rather than criticism, and just breathe. Nice job, friends. Awesome, Cece. All right, let's slowly start to make our way back to a standing staff. So if you can, stay balanced on your right foot. Arms up, left knee lifts. One more inhale, maybe you even extend your left leg forward. Slow motion to your low lunge. So slowly, 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 fingertips and toes touch at the same time if possible. Once you arrive there, bring your back knee down gently. If you need extra cushion, you can double up your mat. We're going to come into a half split, half Hanumanasana. So front leg straight, back, hips can come all the way back to your heel. So resting over your back heel like you're in a half screaming toe pose with your left foot. Or you can keep your hips higher, more over your knee. Walk your foot forward, your right foot forward. So as you work your right leg straight, flex your right toes back and active. Press down through your right heel. And rather than pushing forward with your right foot, try to pull back energetically. It's like you want to stick your right butt cheek out behind you a lot. And then reach your heart forward past your knee. Won't actually happen, but that's the intention. Take about 3 more breaths. Nice, Sue. Flex your toes. Work your fold with every exhale. That's your invitation. Open your mouth anytime. Sigh it out. Take just one last breath. Next time you inhale, let's find our way back to a low lunge. However you need to get there, lift your back knee up. And then 3-legged down dog. Take your right leg all the way back and up. Open your hip once again. So you've been here before. Right hip open, shoulders strong. You can stay here, get this nice stretch for the front of your hip, or option to flip your dog if you would like. Right foot comes down behind you. Right arm reaches forward. And then see if you can really feel the expansion of your front body, your heart space. Breathe all the way down into your belly. Last round. Nice trace. Come back. Regular down dog. Walk it out. Good variations. Everybody regular down dog. Just walk out your dog. Reconnect to your breath. Feel whatever there is to feel. One more big inhale as you push into the ground. And exhale. Gaze to the top of your space. Step or hop. Forward fold. Spinal extension with your inhalation, lengthen. Exhale, bow. All the way to stand, big stretch at the top, inhale. And hands to heart center, exhale. All right, continue to flow. Inhale, reach, high mountain. Exhale, take your slow dive. So your butt sticks out, you connect to your center, and then you fold in. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat, plank position. Side plank, left hand is your base. Roll onto the baby toe edge of left foot. Feet can be stacked or staggered, or absolutely left knee could come down, left forearm could even come down. So find your own variation, lift your hips really, really high. One more big inhale. You can ignore me if you want. If you're coming with me, exhale, right arm reaches underneath, thread it through as far as you can, empty out, inhale, reach back up. Just like that, 2 more, exhale, reach. As far as you can reach, feel your strong left side abdominals, inhale up. And last time, exhale, thread it through. Nice work, inhale back up. Exhale, high plank. So right hand to the ground, left hand to the ground. Yep, good job. Inhale at the top, push the ground away, all the way to your belly, slowly. Inhale, baby cobra, feel your back strength. Exhale, let it go. Spider-Man cobra, fingertips down, lift your heart, inhale. This time, just let it go as you exhale. Take one more back bend of your choice. And as you are ready, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Peel your left hip open, bend your left knee, reach your left knee out and up. So it's like your left hip is a hinge and the door is your left leg. Just let it swing open. Feel your outer left butt cheek squeezing. Take one more inhale. Stay if you want, otherwise left knee, right elbow as you exhale. So cross your body. Nice CC. Inhale back up. Open your hip if you'd like. Exhale left to left. Aim for your armpit. Even add the push-up if you want it. Don't let your butt drop down. Inhale back up. And last one, everybody, knee to your nose. Scoop out your belly, then step forward softly. Crescent lunge, slowly rise. So toes face forward, hips square, strong foundation in your legs. So feel energetically your front hip drawing back, your back hip drawing forward. So they're plugged in. And then your expression through your upper body, feel into it. Take just one more inhale as you are. And then exhale into your side body stretch. So left hand to left hip for support. And reach your right hand towards the windows. Keep pulling your left hip back and your right hip forward. Feel the length all the way down your right side, maybe into the front of your right hips, those hip flexor muscles. Soft through your face. Take one more round, see if there's any more space you can create. And then use that length on your right side body. We're gonna come into a twist. So kind of hinge forward, right elbow to the outside of left knee, hands to prayer. Sometimes I make a fist with my right hand and press my left palm into my fist. So use your arms, your prayer hands as gentle leverage. Push them together, work your twist. Good, legs are strong. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Breathe all the way down into your belly. And every exhalation, twist, twist, twist. Just last couple rounds here. You got it. Nice job. Bottom of your exhale, let it go. Hands to the ground. Walk them over to the right long edge of your yoga mat. Parallel your feet. Straighten out your legs. Halfway lift with your big wings. So find your core, find your strong legs, and then add your arms out to both sides. If you want something more intense, and this is just an option, don't force it. You could reach your arms straight forward like you're doing warrior 3 with your arms. So palms face each other, biceps next to your ears. Wherever you're at, awesome, Rose. Your spine is long and your arms want to press up towards the sky. Your heart wants to press down towards the ground. Feel your strong back muscles. Last big inhale. Amazing poses. Exhale, let it go. Ah. Anywhere you'd like to take it on this side for a few rounds. No rush. So wherever you go, feel into it. Don't just force yourself into it because it's what you always do. So we're not here to work with our egos. Like, oh, I gotta be so good at yoga, I gotta do a headstand right now, or else I suck at yoga. That's not the practice. Practice is just tuning in. Hey, body, how do you feel today? What's going on? What would feel good right now? What would feel really uncomfortable right now? Maybe that would be good. So getting curious, exploring. Sometimes I try new things and I'm like, oh, did not like that. That was not something that benefited my body. But you only know if you get curious, if you try, feel around, find new space inside, find bigger breaths. Take one more wherever you're at here. Next time you inhale, halfway lift position, hands or fingertips on the ground, bend your knees as needed. Walk your hands to the top of your space, come back into a low lunge. And from your low lunge, get ready for that big movement all the way up to standing staff. So left foot roots down, right knee lifts up. Yes, very nice. Find your balance first. Flex your toes back, hug in with your inner thighs, focus your gaze. One more inhale. Figure 4, so sit back, one-legged chair, hands to your heart to begin with. And then once you found that one-legged chair, your butt sticking out, your weight is in your heel, maybe you want to start to explore on your own. So flexion through your right toes and strong through your right ankle. It's like you're cementing your outer ankle into the top of your thigh, gluing them together. Wherever you choose to go, your breath is supporting you. It's right there. So nice, everybody. Last couple. And see if you can possibly maybe stay balanced on your left foot. Come back to standing staff. So arms up, right knee lifts up. One more inhale. Option to extend right leg forward, press through your heel. Slow motion, low lunge. See if you can touch fingers and toes down at the exact same time. And then once you've landed, nice, Tara, back knee comes down gently. You can double up your mat if you need extra cushion. Half splits, half Hanumanasana. So either hips to your back heel, or you can kind of adjust so your hips stay higher. Flexion through your left toes. And the tendency is to kind of push your foot forward, but we actually want to do the opposite. We want to press down with the back of our left heel and pull back. So try to stick your left butt cheek out and reach your heart further forward, and then fold over your extended leg, forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee. And if this is super uncomfortable, let it be uncomfortable and just breathe into that. Nice work. Awesome toes rose. Take about 2 more rounds. See if there's any more length you can create in your left leg. You guys are doing awesome. Slowly, bottom of your next exhale, find your way back to a low lunge position. So bend your front knee, lift your back knee, tuck your back toes. And then 3-legged dog, take your left leg all the way back and up, open your hip once again. Stay right here, or option to flip your dog. Left foot comes down, left arm reaches forward, heart reaches forward. Yes, so nice, beautiful. So breathe all the way down into your belly. Open through your heart space, last big breath. Those of you in the back bend, awesome, Charlotte. Nice, Callie, come back, downward facing dog, walk it out, everybody. So regular down dog and just walk it up. One more inhale, strong hands, lift your hips. Exhale, look forward, however you want to get there, top of your space, forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift position, nice and long, realign your spine. Exhale, let it go. And let's take it all the way up, rise, arms reach up. Hands to your heart as you exhale. All right, inhale, arms to the sky. And then invitation to bring your big toes to touch, little gap in between your heels. Sit back into a chair pose and squeeze the tops of your legs together. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. It might feel weird for some of you. That's okay. See if you can be with it. We're going to twist towards the right side of the room. So left elbow to the outside of your right thigh, hands to prayer. Or left palm makes a fist, left hand makes a fist, right palm presses into that fist. If you absolutely hate this variation, this prayer twist, you can bring your feet hips width distance apart, set your left hand down in between your feet, right arm to the sky. That's your modification if you need it. Otherwise, stay in your prayer twist and work the pose with your breath. Just a couple more rounds. Very nice, my friend. See if you can stay in your twist, whether in the prayer twist or your left hand is on the ground. Root into your right foot a lot and slowly take your left foot all the way back so you'll be in a twisted lunge. Woo. You made it. Awesome. Take one last breath and then let it go. Unwind. Pivot your back heel down now. And then we'll rise to a warrior two facing the opposite wall. So hips now open. That should feel good. Right toes face forward, left toes face to the left. Press into the outer edges of your feet. Feel your front knee, track open towards your pinky toe. Next time you inhale, reverse warrior. So front palm rotates up, reach back, lengthen through your right side. Left hand can come to left hip for support. Left arm can reach behind you or in front of you. Left hand can slide down your back leg. So lots of options. Work the length in your right side. Puff up your right rib cage. Bend your right knee a lot. Track it towards your pinky toe. Take one more big inhale. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, come back to a warrior two. Setting up for triangle today. Straighten your front leg. And sometimes, personally, I like to shorten my stance by just an inch or so, not too much. Imagine you've got a rope attached to your left hip and it's pulling back. And at the same time, you're reaching forward. The left hip pulls back as your right hand reaches forward, and then right hand towards the ground, left arm towards the sky. Right hand could also come to a block or your shin. Left arm might also reach forward, bicep next to your ear, extended triangle, lengthen through your left side. And if you want to get crazy, this is just an option. Please don't force it. Make sure you can hold the integrity of the pose in your legs. But option to extend both arms forward. Make sure you're not rounding and looking down, so heart stays open, left shoulder stays back. Wherever you happen to be, two more breaths. Amazing job, my friends. All right, guess where we're going? Half moon. So you can bend your front knee to make the transition. Reach your right hand forward. Float your back leg to the sky. So left leg is powerful. If you do not engage your left leg or your left foot, it's going to feel like your leg weighs 1,000,000 pounds. So make your left leg strong, like you're trying to stomp it on the back wall. Nice, Andrea. Squeeze through your outer right glute. Stay open through your heart, open through your shoulders. If there's any variation you want to play with, go for it. Just about two more breaths. Nice, Callie. Beautiful, everyone. Awesome, Trace. All right, very bottom of your next exhale, just ever so slowly and gently forward fold. So nice and easy, left hand can come down and then left foot. Maybe you give your right leg a little shaky shake. Bring your big toes to touch once again, little gap in between your heels. This time, tiny little potato bug ball. So butt towards the ground, nose towards your knees. And maybe you even pick up your hands, wrap your forearms around your shins and squeeze, get small and compact. You can lift your heels really high, or you can try to press your heels down. That'll work your ankle flexibility if that's what you want. Breathe into your back ribs, back of your heart space, last breath. So as you inhale, halfway lift position. So maybe your toes stay touching as you lengthen, heels down, spine long. Exhale, fold. Let's take it all the way up. Rise, arms reach, big full body stretch. And hands to your heart center. Exhale. Inhale, arms reach up. Chair pose as you exhale. Sit back, squeeze through the tops of your thighs. Bring your hands to your heart center first. So prayer hands. I don't think I had you do that last time. So prayer hands first. Squeeze your thighs, and then whenever you're ready, hinge forward and make your twist. So try to keep a long spine as you twist. Once your right elbow is to the outside of your knee or thigh, gentle leverage. So press your hands together, press your elbow into your outer thigh, use it to work your twist. If you hate this variation, you want to bring your feet apart, right hand to the ground, left arm to the sky, totally fine with me. Last couple of rounds. Squeeze through your inner thighs, twist from your center. Root down a lot into your left foot. See if you can lighten your right foot, and then ever so slowly work it back, revolve, lunge. If that didn't happen gracefully, no big deal. Once you're there, take one last huge breath, working your twist. And then let it go. Hands can come to the ground for a moment. Pivot your back heel down, and then warrior two. Rise up when you're ready. Left toes forward, right toes to the right. Your front heel either intersects your back arch or lines up with your back toes, whatever feels best in your body. But make sure your front knee isn't falling inward. It's tracking towards your pinky toe. It's tracking outward. Next inhalation, reverse warrior, reach up, reach back. Nice, see. So lengthen your left side, left waistline, space between your left ribs. Feel into it. As you bend your front knee, see if you can lift your rib cage away from your left hip. Take one more inhale and reach through your left fingers. Exhale back to warrior two. Set up for your triangle pose. So straighten your front leg. Maybe shorten your stance just the slightest bit. Imagine that invisible rope on your outer right hip pulling back. Then reach forward. So it's like you're being pulled in opposite directions. Left hand towards the ground, right towards the sky. Everything is open. Your hips are open. Your heart is open. Your shoulders are open. If you'd like to, you can extend your right arm forward, bicep next to your ear. And then only if you can hold the strong structure of the pose in your legs, option to extend both arms forward, like you're holding an invisible block in between your palms. Make sure your right shoulder stays back and down, plugged into the socket. Your core is working to hold you here. Take about 1 or 2 more breaths wherever you're at. And then we're moving into our balance half moon pose. So you can bend your front knee, reach your left hand forward. Maybe you've got a block you're using. Right foot floats up. Thanks, Tracy. Awesome, Laura. So right foot is so powerful, like there's an invisible wall and you're stomping it onto that wall. Everything stays open. If there's a variation you want to work into, go for it. Breathe strong through your back leg. Squeeze through your outer left glute to open through the front of your hips. Take one last huge inhale, everyone. Hey, Charlotte, exhale, nice and easy. Top of your yoga mat, forward fold. Set your right foot down. Maybe your left leg wants a little shaky shake or pedal out your heels. Big toes touch, little gap in between your heels, tuck and curl, tiny little potato bug ball. You can stay in your little potato bug ball, or if you want a little balance challenge this time, lift your heels as high as you can, squeeze through your upper thighs, through your inner knees, and start to point your knees forward as you bring your hands to your heart center. Hug your heels towards midline as well. So balancing on your tiptoes. Long through your spine, wherever you're at, soft face, last couple breaths. All right, nice work. Inhale, halfway lift, heels down, spine long. If you want to, you can widen your stance if you prefer. Exhale, fold. Let's take it all the way to stand, arms extend overhead, breathe in. And hands to heart, breathe out. Let's flow for a moment, breath to movement. Inhale, high mountain. Let's add a little standing back bend. Exhale, cactus your arms, bottom tips of shoulder blades. Squeeze, curl open. Re-extend, find neutral. Reach up. And then exhale, stick your butt out, reach your heart forward. Big bend in the knees is helpful as you dive down into your fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back to plank, and however you want to make your way to down dog this time. So completely up to you. Take your vinyasa however you'd like or skip it completely. This intentional movement, intentional breath. All right. From your down dog, inhale your right leg to the sky. Keep your hips completely square so your inner thighs are facing each other. I don't care about height, but I do care about length, strength, and power in your right leg. Now listen, I don't usually do this. Okay, from here, you're gonna start to crawl your hands back, but keep your right leg lifted. Crawl your hands back until your left foot is flat on the ground. So I want you to try to find a nice long spine, square hips, fingertips or hands on the ground. And then from here, we're going into a revolved half moon. So right hand will stay down, left hand to left hip first. Push your left hip back. Literally stick your fingers in the crease of your hip and push it back. Feel your body start to twist to the left. Eventually, see if you can reach your left arm up, even open through the left side of your heart. Nice, Callie. Awesome job, you guys. Yay. Squeeze your inner thighs, back leg strong and powerful. Work your twist from your center. One last round. Give it everything you've got. See if you can keep your right leg lifted. Unwind your upper body. Walk your hands forward again. Guess what? We're going into a three-legged plank position. From three-legged plank, cover your right leg for a moment. Everything else is strong and powerful. Only if you want, see if you can reach your left arm forward, teeter-totter pose. So right leg is hovering, left arm reaches forward. Maybe you just lift to left fingertips. Good. Love the variations, love the modifications. Take one more round, playing, practicing. And regular plank or modified plank. So both hands down, both sets of toes on the ground. Inhale. Exhale all the way down. Let's pause on our belly. Take a shoulder pigeon with our right arm. So right arm out and then all the way up onto your right side. You want your hand directly out from your shoulder, not above or below. If you want to make it more intense, you can start to turn your right arm into more of a goalpost or a cactus arm on the ground. Any variation with your left arm and left leg. So if you cactus your right arm, starts to bring the stretch, not just through your right shoulder, but into your right pectoral muscles, your chest muscles. Soft face, head is relaxed down. Think about 3 more. Very bottom of your next exhale, ease your way back onto your belly. And for a moment, just turn your head the other direction. Whatever feels good with both arms, out to your sides, down to your sides, or even sometimes I like to bend my elbows and kind of just crunch my arms into my sides, feels safe. So whatever feels good, and maybe just kind of rocking your hips or windshield wipers with your shins. Breathe into your low back. And however you want to make the transition, come back to downward facing dog in your next few breaths. Once you're back in your dog pose, just walk it up. All right, Ujjayi breath. Can you still feel it? Can you still hear it flowing through you? Next inhalation, take your left leg to the sky. So feel your square hips, feel your inner thighs facing one another. Slowly begin to walk your hands back towards your foot, but only as far as you only need to go so far that your right foot is flat on the ground. So right foot flat on the ground, left leg is still lifted. See if you can find a halfway lift position with your spine. And then when you are ready, right hand to right hip, literally push your right hip back. So that starts your twist. Continue the twist with your upper body from your core, from your belly button. Right arm reaches up, maybe even gaze up. Squeeze your inner thighs. Stay powerful through your left leg. Maybe find just a little more space with your last breath. Yay, amazing. Bottom of your exhale, unwind through your upper body. Keep your back leg lifted. So right hand comes back down. Walk your hands forward, all the way forward until you're in a three-legged plank or a modified three-legged plank. So modified would be a tabletop with your left leg lifted. Otherwise, if you're in three-legged plank, left leg is hovering, either stay there or see if you can lighten the load on your right hand, lift your right fingertips. Maybe reach your right arm forward for teeter-totter pose, hug towards midline. Breathe. Yes, it's shaky, it's wobbly. Good job, friends. One last round, wherever you're playing. Regular pose or regular plank or modified plank, inhale. And then all the way down to your belly once again. Shoulder pigeon with your left arm. Extend your left arm out, palm faces the ground, roll up onto your left side. Take some big deep breaths. Any variation with your right arm, right leg. About 2 or 3 more. And then bottom of your next exhale, slowly ease your way back onto your belly. Just like before, turn your head the other way for a moment and anything that would feel good. Maybe kind of rock your hips, windshield wiper your shin. We will take one more belly back bend. So from here, if your shins are lifted, just set them back down. Bring your arms, both of your arms down by your sides. And turn your forehead to face the ground for just a second. Exhale all your air out. Inhale, lift everything up that you can. So lift your upper body, lift your lower body, locust pose. You can stay here or option to interlace fingers or option to take your full floor bow. So if you would like, bend your knees, grab hold of your ankles or the tops of your feet, and then gentle leverage, kick feet into hands, pull hands back into feet, wherever you are at, whichever pose, your inner thighs hug in. Use your mid-back strength to lift your heart, breathe down into your belly. Back of your neck is long, so gaze is slightly down rather than cranking it forward. Take one more inhale, lift, lift, lift. Amazing. Exhale, let it go. Nice CC, nice Kali. Once again, whatever feels good, head to either side, little shimmy of your hips or windshield wiper of your shin. And then when you're ready, friends, just a child's pose. Find your way back and rest in child's pose. Breathe into your low back, breathe into your hips. Take a moment and just feel your body. All the energy inside of you. Downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg to the sky. And exhale, pigeon pose. So right shin to the top of your mat. Bring your body down gently. So right knee is towards the outer right edge of your mat rather than midline. We want to make sure we're getting that external rotation. And then rather than plopping into it, especially if you're somebody that is really flexible and you can easily just plop into it, Try to do what we do in crescent lunge, what we do in most of our other standing poses. Hug in. So right hip draws back as your heart goes forward and down. So if your right butt cheek can be on the ground, the invitation is to not let it touch the ground. Lift it up and back. For those of you who have natural flexibility in your hips, the practice for you here is more stability. You don't need more flexibility there, but you want to stabilize those joints. So you're not just sinking into or exploiting your hypermobility. Big deep breath. Give yourself about 4 or 5 more breaths here. If it feels like a lot, exhale out your mouth. Good breathing, friends. Very, very bottom of your next exhale. Start to lift your upper body. We're going to come into a seated position. So nice and easy to sit over onto your right butt cheek, but then stay there. So kind of adjust so that your right shin is parallel to the front edge of your mat. Right shin parallel to the front edge of your mat. You can scoot your hips around if needed, and then slide your left knee up towards your right heel. Bring your hands behind you. And if you need to, you can kind of work with this left foot. If it's hurting at all, you can play with pointing, flexing, just kind of moving around a little bit. But slowly start to lean back without letting your inner left knee lift. So only go as far as you can without lifting your knee. If this hurts or doesn't work for you, modification is to come all the way down onto your back. Take a windshield wiper variation. If you're here with me, I can't go very far because my inner rotation is pretty limited, but some of you might be able to lay all the way down on your back from here. And then if you're laying down, see if you can press your left back ribs closer to the ground. And then big breaths. So working our inner rotation of our left hip joint. Some people it's really natural. Some people it's really unnatural. So it might feel like a lot. It might feel like not much. Whatever you're feeling, just breathe into it. Just be with it. About 3 more. And the goal here, the intention here is not to create a back bend. So rather than feeling like you're lifting and opening, draw your front ribs together. Draw your belly button down. Job, everybody. If you're laying down, I know it's kind of difficult to get back up, but do your best. Everybody start to find your way back up, right? And then as you sit up, if you need your hands, that's okay, but see if you can keep your hands lifted somewhere out to your sides or prayer hands. And just take a moment, work your left leg back and forth. So you're swinging it back, you're swinging it to your outer right thigh a few times. Try to keep your upper body as still as you can. So rather than your upper body swinging around, nice and tall as much as you're able. Feel the muscles in your outer left butt cheek working. Next time your left foot comes to the outside of right thigh, keep it there. You can either move your right heel kind of closer to your left butt cheek so your sit bones can be on the ground, or you could extend your right leg. Either one. Hug your knee in, sit up tall, puff up your chest. Take your left arm up, inhale, reach. And then exhale, twist, bring your left hand down behind you. Gaze over your left shoulder. You can use your right hand where it's at. Some people like to latch their elbow to the outside of their knee. If there's a bind in your practice, you're welcome to take it. Breathe all the way down into your belly, low back. Every exhalation, maybe twist just a little bit further. Very end of your next exhale, take it all the way to empty, work your twists, and then unwind your upper body. Extend your right leg forward, everybody, if it's not already. Bring the sole of your left foot to your right inner thigh. So like you're in a tree pose, but you're sitting on the ground. Try to square your hips towards your extended legs. So rather than opening, we want to square our hips. And then if it's hard to sit up tall, maybe you just bring your fingertips behind you, press your foot into your leg, leg into your foot, work on sitting up really tall. This is your pose. If you can sit up tall, arms to the sky, inhale. Now lead with your heart, hinge at your hips, exhale, dive forward and down. So like you're trying to reach your heart past your knee, and you can't lengthen anymore. Come into your fold. You can grab wherever you can reach. The flexion in your right toes, keep pressing your outer ankle, or excuse me, keep pressing the sole of your foot into your inner thigh. And use your breath. Nice work, friends. Just a couple more. Very, very end of your next exhale, as slow as possible, roll up. One vertebra at a time. Head is the very last thing to lift. And then once your head stacks, turn to your left, bring your left hand down behind you, fingers face away from your body, push into the ground, lift your hips, reach your right arm up or towards the back wall. So this is a modified side plank or modified wild thing. Whatever feels best in your body, lots of space, length, one more huge inhalation. And then exhale, sit bones come down. However you want to get back to down dog. So if you're feeling a boat pose, maybe 2-3 breaths. You could cross your ankles, but any way you want to get there, it doesn't have to be fancy. Move through a vinyasa, or you do not have to move through a vinyasa. Once you're back in down dog, just walk it out. Notice right side versus left side. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Pigeon pose, left shin to the top of your mat. Gently bring your body down. If you need to take this or want to take this in a seater on your back instead, please feel free. Take time, just like you did on the other side, to set yourself up intentionally. Your left butt cheek pulls back and up. It's like there's a rope attached to your left butt cheek, pulling back and up. So I know it's harder to hold, but you're actually working the muscle, stretching the muscle, rather than just sinking into your joints. So you can sink into your joints, and nobody would probably know the difference from the outside. But if you want a sustainable practice that's going to last your whole lifetime, and stability is so important. Taking care of our joints, stabilizing, so important. So yoga, it's not just about flexibility. It's the balance. Flexibility, mobility with stability and strength. Softness with strength. Take about 5 more rounds in your pigeon. See if you can notice, are you resisting anywhere? Are you contracting, tensing up anywhere you don't need to be? So maybe in your facial muscles, maybe in your hands or your shoulders. Take your last couple breaths. Good, Sue. Slowly, bottom of your next exhale, start your transition up into a seat. So just nice and easy, sitting over onto your outer left glute. So your hips can open as you sit down and then kind of adjust as needed so that your left shin is absolutely parallel to the front of your mat, and slide your right knee up towards your left heel. Hands behind you. Start to lean back, not to create a back bend, but the opposite. So nice and neutral. Knit your front ribs together. Draw your belly button down. If it bothers your ankle or your back foot in any way, kind of play with the positioning of it. And if this is not going to work for you today, windshield wiper variation on your back is perfect. If you are somebody that's able in this position to lie all the way down, work on right back ribs closer to the ground. Don't let your inner right knee lift. Take about 3 more rounds, maybe melting just a little bit more. And then ease your way as best you can back up into an upright position. And then remember, without using arms, without moving our upper body a whole lot, see if you can work your right leg back and forth. So swing it around, swing it back, right foot to the outside of left thigh, then back behind you. A few times, feel into the mobility of your right hip. Feel if there's places that feel sticky or it feels like you can't even do it without using a hand on the ground. Next time your right foot is on the outside of left thigh, keep it there and adjust as needed. So either scoot your left heel closer to your right glute, so both sit bones on the ground, or extend your left leg straight forward. Hug your knee in, puff up your chest. Take your right arm up, breathe in. And exhale, twist to your right. Right hand comes down. You can use your left arm however you want. You can leave it right where it's at, or elbow to the outside of your knee. Bind if it's in your practice. Big, deep Buddha belly breaths. Exhale to twist. Sit up really tall, broaden through the front of your shoulders. Nice, Tara. Take one last round. And of your exhale, unwind your upper body and extend your left leg forward. If it's not already, bring the sole of your right foot to your left inner thigh. Just kind of adjust, squaring your upper body towards your extended leg. I also like to take my left inner thigh, kind of roll it down and out. So I'm getting my butt out of the way, sit bone on the ground, press your foot into your leg into your foot, flex your left toes, hands behind. And if this is as far as you want to go, if it's hard to sit up tall, this is your pose. Otherwise, arms to the sky, keep sitting tall, inhale. Now lead with your heart, hinge at your hips, lengthen, so like a swan dive down. Eventually folding over your extended leg, pull your left butt cheek back as you reach your heart forward, forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee. Keep pressing foot into leg back into foot. Use every exhale. Make something happen. It doesn't matter if I see it on the outside, but something happens inside. You feel it. Nice job. Take just 2 more breaths. Flexion through your toes, even your little baby pinky toe. Very, very bottom of that next inhalation. Take it all the way to empty and then roll up 1 vertebra at a time. Once your head stacks, turn over your right shoulder, right hand to the ground behind you. Push down and lift your hips up. Inhale. Hold here for a couple breaths. Modified side plank or modified wild thing. Let your heart open more if you want to. So lots of space, breathe into it. One more huge inhale. Exhale, sit bones down. Just take your right leg out in front of you. Give your legs a little shaky shake. If you want to, you can use your arms to guide yourself onto your back, or with your legs extended, extend your arms forward. Squeeze your legs together like you have a big mermaid tail. Hollow out your belly. And one vertebra at a time, super, super, super slowly. See if you can lower without letting your legs lift. There's going to be one spot that's so hard. If you can brace your core. Once you're on the ground, full body stretch. So take your arms long, legs long, and you can choose to either reach actively through fingers and toes or just kind of passively rest with your arms overhead, legs extended. Nice, Rose. One more big inhale in your full body stretch. Exhale, draw both knees in towards your belly and find a little rock from side to side. And then eventually a happy baby pose. And happy baby, you can kind of rock it out. You can extend one leg, both legs. If there are any other poses, friends, that you want to take to complete your own practice, we did a lot of twisting, so I didn't give you a supine twist. If you want one, you could take one now. If there's some sort of inversion or any other way that you want to finish your practice, give yourself about 5 to 10 breaths to do so. So if it's just a traditional corpse pose, perfect. You can come into it at any time. Maybe you want to go right into your Shavasana. So as you make your way there, I will read to you. This is one of my favorite poems. It's by Eric Fried. It's called What It Is. It is madness, says reason. It is what it is, says love. It is unhappiness, says caution. It is nothing but pain, says fear. It has no future, says insight. It is what it is, says love. It is ridiculous, says pride. It is foolish, says caution. It is impossible, says experience. It is what it is, says love. Just a reminder that we have so much going on outside of us in this world, in our human experience. There are things that seem like madness, that seem like ridiculousness, that seem impossible. But underneath it all, underneath all the layers, it's just love. And all any of us want is to be loved, to feel love running through our bodies. And underneath it all, that's what's there. That's what we're reconnecting to. So we're not trying to become anything that we aren't already, but we're digging underneath all the layers of life that can get piled up on top of us. Just feel back into that place inside that is pure love already. Unconditional love, love that you don't need to earn or be worthy of or prove anything to. So these last few moments, friends, as I play my instruments, the gong, the bowls, feel the vibrations, feel the frequencies, not just up in your head, not just with your mind. We function our entire lives out there in our minds. So let yourself be in your body. Let yourself feel whatever there is to feel, just moving through the space of you. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And start to wiggle your body slowly and intentionally. Come back into your physicality. As you're ready, roll to either side, fetal position. In this pose, fetal position, it's symbolic of a rebirth. So just as if you are kind of coming into your life with a fresh perspective, fresh set of eyes. Imagine yourself just kind of slowly coming back into the world and seeing it in a new way. As you're ready, just ease your way up into your seat, right back where we began. Notice, does anything feel just a little bit different? Do you feel a little bit different? Maybe, maybe not. Gather your hands to your own heart and just bow your head to your heart in acknowledgement and gratitude. And just thank yourself for being here, making the effort to show up and do your practice today, to connect with yourself in a really intentional way. Thank you for letting me guide you. Namaste. You're so welcome. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you, Ruby. It's amazing. Yes.
Have any questions, always feel free to ask. Oh, I know, isn't it awesome? I got it in Peru. I know. I know. I was like so excited. I'm like, this is such a good one. Hard to find good rattles. And you can't tell unless you try them.
She loves Andrea.